Good day, welcome back. I'm Tertius and we're busy with the 15th session in a series on how to live a victorious life. And it's important to understand that these aren't like sermons, or it's not just a message for the day, but it's part of probably about 50 plus topics that we just do in a little bit of detail just to understand what are the things that we need to do to enable to live a victorious life. In later sessions, we're going to go deeper into some of these topics, discuss it much deeper. So all the information is at the back of the video, where you can watch it on the YouTube channel. You can also use it to guide discipleship groups, Bible studies, and go through it and discuss it. And it's all there for you to help other people to become and to live a life of victory. Now today we're going to talk about the church. And as I say, this is a very deep topic, so we're just going to touch on the basic principles. What is church and what is it not, and the importance of the church. In Hebrews 10 verse 25 we read, "Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much more as you see the day approaching." In other words, he's encouraging us to say we must not stay away from the church, the body of Christ, but we must get together and exhort one another so that we can grow and so forth. Now the picture that we normally see in the days that we live is that people go to church with wrong motives. They go there just to get a message for the week, but that message won't last for the whole week. They go there just because of their own pride and their status in the society, so that people can look at them and look at them as people that follow the Lord. So people have wrong motives while they go to the church. And today we just want to look a little bit different on what it is. But it is there not to stay away from, but there where you can grow and find growth in the church. But does it happen in every church? Unfortunately not, it doesn't happen. In 1 Corinthians 12 verse 28, "And God has set some of the church in the church, first apostles, secondly prophets, thirdly teachers, after that miracles, then gifts of healing, then helps, governments, diversities of tongues," and so forth. So it's describing, and there are many other scriptures that describe, but the body of Christ is a group of people with different gifts from the Lord, and that different gifts should serve all people. In a later stage we'll go much more deeper into this, as I've said, to explain the different gifts and how to understand, and also the gifts of the church, and not only the individuals, but to build one another up, to encourage one. Everybody has got gifts, and those gifts should be used in the church to help people to live a victorious life, to help people, to teach people, so that they can grow, so that they can go out, so that they can influence their community and the world around them. This is unfortunately not a picture that we see, but this is what the church is actually all about. The church is not just a building there and a group of people, but the church is much more than that. The church is the instrument that God chose to make a difference and to impact society and change the lives of people. In Acts 5 verse 42, we see, "And daily in the temple and in every house they cease not to teach and preach Jesus Christ." So here in the biblical testament, it was teaching not only in the temple but also in the houses. And also today you find it that church is not limited only to a building and a congregational building, but it can be small group of people that where the gifts of God is flowing, and they minister one another, and they go out and they touch the society. And we see this all over the world in many other countries, where the church system consists out of house churches, and then in some stages they come together once a week as a collective, all the people, the Christians together there. So we've got a total wrong impression of what church is, but church is a group of believers that come together and that serve their community. Acts 2 verse 42 says, "And they continued steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine and fellowship, and in breaking of the bread and in prayers." So this is also just describing what the church, the first church, did. They came together, they listened to the word so they could be uplifted and grow in understanding God. They fellowship together, they served one another, and they also came together for prayer. And this is some description of a church, and in Acts 2 verse 44 to 45, and all that believed were together and had all things in common, and sold their possessions and their goods, and parted them to all men, as every man had needed. So in other words, a church is not a body that is just separated from the world, but a church is a community of people that live out their gifts, that go out and impact people, that share what they have, share the blessings that God has given them, also material and financial blessings, to help other people in the body of Christ. You know, I've seen so many times in churches where there's a family that lost their jobs and they've got nowhere to go, and that people in the church do not come together and help those people. I'm talking about large churches where everybody could give like a 500 rand or whatever it is to just help those people come through. But it's as if we were taught, but it's not one of our problems. And this is the communion that we need to have in the church. And the importance of the church is to help people that go through difficult times. Because this is what God was saying. He said, in Matthew 25, verse 35 to 40, for I was an hungered, and you gave me meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. Naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when did you see us hunger, or did we see you hunger, or fed you, thirsty, or gave you a drink? When saw we thee as a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when did we see you sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, as much as you have done this unto the least of these brethren, ye have done it to me. So in other words, this is describing what we should do with people in the church, a community that help one another, but also help people in the society. We need to share, as this people and the church in Acts did. We need to share what we have. We need to teach people. We need to come together for prayer. We need to get all those things to be built up so that we can find our gifts and serve one another with His gifts. This is what it's all about. It's not about an organization, but it's as a group of people that cares about people and administer and share and serve other people so that God can be glorified through that. Thank you for watching. Share it with other people, and may you have